Stay ahead. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, so Bananananabatman lands his Klungo cutscene skip. The trick that skips the Klungo cutscene. There we go. Finally got their timers all synced up. Perfect. And now they're on to Klungo 1. Connor75 says, "Please don't watch Klungo 1." So I'm sure we're in for a mighty fine treat here. Let me quickly tone down the volume here on Batman's side. There we go. Alright, so both players entering Klungo 1 about the same time. Nothing really has gone wrong for either player yet, but we're still pretty close into the beginning of the race. Connor starts with a green potion and Batman starts with a red potion here. So Connor hits the green and Batman's got a really nice red. If Connor takes the green potion optimally, he'll have a bit of a lead, but anything can happen. Okay, so Batman is all ready to poop his egg and move on out of Klungo 1. Oh no, Connor misses his egg! Oh no, Klungo's so far away. No, you can't shoot an egg. You're gonna have to run. And just barely hits him with another egg then. What time does this start tomorrow? Can I tell you in Australian time? What's your GMT offset? The race tomorrow is 3 p.m. PST, which is the Pacific time. I think we're minus 8 hours. So Batman is out of Klungo, on his way to Red House. Connor is on his way out as well. Very nice jump onto the top of the Red House. Connor doing the T-jump to get into place. Works right now. And now Batman's entering the throne room. Yeah, also Hayden, like, are you in like Eastern or Western Australia? I don't know what your time zone is. But I guess to let you know, Hayden, right now, like in a half hour from now, yeah, it's 8:28 p.m. for me right now. So in a half hour, it's going to be 4 for you, and it's going to be 9 for me. So it's going to be happening in 18 hours. 18 and a half hours from now is when the race starts tomorrow. Alright, Batman on his way to Bottles' house, and Connor75 is just about to cancel his cutscene. Batman just getting his goggles, flips his camera around so he can run. Going through that tunnel is always weird. It's really easy to try and cut corners, but accidentally start walking on the wall, which is really awkward. I really don't like jumping through the tunnel. Alright, both players entered into Wooded Hollow. So far, it's a pretty close race. No big major mess-ups, aside from Connor's slip up there at Klungo 1. If Batman gets a green potion on Klungo 2, then he could make up a lot of time on Connor at that segment of the run, so. Batman doing GGM early with a reverse camera, and he makes it in. Connor75 approaching. Almost makes the YOLO, but moves a little too far forward. Connor having a little bit of problems with GGM early, but he makes it in. Makes it in about, I think he's about 20 seconds behind Batman, maybe just a little bit under that. So Batman just finishes watching the cutscene for the gate, meanwhile Connor just starts it. They're only one cutscene apart. Batman starts his running shoes section. Ooh, he misses the note, but luckily he can just kind of grab it on the way back. Doing a hybrid of both of the running shoes strats there. Alright, Connor starting his running shoes section. Makes it around the notes pretty well. Makes it over. It looks like he's going to get a 9 on the gate timer. Batman has a very clean waterfall fall, so he's well on his way to having a good race so far. It's the little things that definitely add up over time. If one player misses a jump here or there, or flaps out of Talon Trot, or maybe has like slightly less optimal, I mean it's only like a 1 or 2 second time loss here and there, but it does add up throughout the race. So hopefully we're not going to see too much out of Batman to let Connor catch up, but Batman doesn't hit the warp head. Did he hit the warp head before he ran to the gate timer? I missed that part. Well, we're about to find out. Connor grabs his Globo, and he's entering Wumba's too. Again, only a few seconds apart. Yep, it looks like Batman grabbed the warp pad on the way to the gate switch. So Batman now on his way to go set up the first part of his DCW setup, freeing the saucer. Has a nice punch from the Yeehaw. It's always nice to see him knock you in the right direction instead of kind of jumping in the wrong direction. It's really easy if you jump too close to him, it's really easy for him to de-aggro you, and when he does that, because he doesn't actually move before he tries to hit you, he'll just pop down back into the ground, and then you have to wait for him to... You kind of have to jump on his hat a little bit, because the detonator can't move around very easily. You kind of have to jump into it. Batman collecting the last of his notes with a very clean section inside the fuel storage area. On his way to do the detonator levitation. And Connor's right behind him, taking the death warp inside the fuel. Batman taking a couple tries to get his detonator levitation. The B button just wouldn't press, but he makes it out of there with a beautiful Bex jump as well. Connor75 just entering the water to start his detonator levitation. And he's a little too slow on the B button press, so he ends up detonating in the water. But he gets a good second try. And he's on his way back to Wumba as well. So Batman on his way out, he's finished transforming, and he's on his way to his first Jam Jars silo. I'm sorry, Bex, but Bexination levitation, I'm not gonna catch that on. No bonka to Batman on Bill Drill. Connor75 on his way to to jam jars. Will we see a bonk? There's no way he'll bonk there, though. There's absolutely no way. Yeah? Yeah? Nope. We're good. Alright, Batman just entering the cave section of GGM to go do his generator cavern jump to the ladder. Looks like Batman does the turnaround strat, doesn't do the immediate jump, but that's a nice safe way to get it. Connor running into the boulder. Batman has a very clean generator cavern. Batman's having a great run so far. Connor climbing the ladder as well. Yeehaw! Alright, and Batman's done with GGM. All he has to do is leave the level. Meanwhile, Connor's on his way to go do Power Hut. Yeah, Batman's gonna have to make some mistake, or Connor's gonna have to have the run of his life from this point on. At this point, he's about 25 seconds behind, so it'll take a little bit. Batman with a very fast fire switch. That was a very, very fast run up the slope to hitting the fire switch. Let's see if Connor can show us the same thing. Oh, Connor gets a bonk on fire eggs. Fire eggs and bill drill are definitely magnets for bonks. I don't know what it is, but whenever bonks happen for me, those silos are just always to blame. Batman rubbing it in by not getting a bonk on grenade eggs. Connor goes through the loading zone into Pine Grove for his grenades as well. But Batman already at the puzzles. He's got a sizable lead, but Mayhem Temple is where the run starts to get difficult, so... Yeah, that's the truth, Batman. It's always the runner who's behind. I don't know if we've ever seen any bonks this tournament from the player who was in the lead. At least a first bonk. I would have to go back and look. Alright, Batman finishes his Mayhem Temple with a 92. 92 is always nice to see in a race. And a gold split. That was a gold split for Batman. Connor starting his puzzle. And ooh, I really like that puzzle. Connor with a 91. Batman says in chat, "Oh man, if you like that puzzle, just wait for the other ones." This is one of those rare occasions for this race where both runners have already finished their race several hours before, so we have their commentary happening in chat. Alright, Batman just resuming his control as Connor is starting to see the level open. Yeah, you'll have to wait for another week for that, T-Gum. Alright, Batman on his way to do Jade Snake Grove early. Both the players are now back into their games, so we're ready to see some stuff happen again. Batman with the flap over and very clean Jade Snake early. Very, very wide gap for him to fly through. And he gets a white Jinjo in Jade Snake Grove. Unheard of to see it this many times in a row in a race. Connor missing the bill drill on the rock. Didn't quite jump high enough. Or jumped a little too early, so he didn't have the height on top of the boulder. And now he's flying over to do Jade Snake early. Ooh, and Connor bonks. Going for the backup, though. That one looks good. Yep, made it all the way in. How many runners have gotten white Jinjo already? I think all of them. That's crazy. It's like there's only one Jinjo pattern that's happening. I thought there was like 32 or 33, but maybe I was mistaken. Batman making it to the top of the Code Temple. Not having to reposition himself to Death Warp with the grenade. Very nice jump out of Batman. Now it's time for Batman's flying section. Very short in any percent. It's just a flight to the Jinjo, flight to the top, and then a beak bomb directly at the ground. Hopefully neither players will see a tumble. Ooh, Batman misses the Jiggy on top. And he just lands for it. That's definitely the safest way to go about it. Misses the note, but he's recovered. Just a couple seconds of mistakes there. Connor going into C up, and instead of shooting a grenade egg, he opts to leave C up and then shoot his grenade egg. Oh, we got an audio disappearing from Batman for a sec there. Let's go ahead and put these timers back in sync. There we go. Ooh, Batman missing a lot of notes. And we see the bonk come out of egg aim there. Batman getting ready for his beak bomb through the treble clef. Makes it. Meanwhile, Connor75 learning egg aim here. Makes it through. Ooh, Batman not having a great flies here. Flies are just a little too far away. Alright, time for Connor's turn to beak bomb through the treble clef. See if he makes up. Ooh, Connor uses a lot of feathers there. Connor, I think he already knew that he might have had to get more feathers anyway for later on, so he just used all the feathers anyway. No, Jorge, this isn't live. This race happened this morning, but there was all sorts of issues with the video. Batman starting his prison code. And he gets third try code. I'll definitely give Connor a little bit of time to catch up here. Alright, Connor starting his prison code. Hopefully we won't see another fourth try code. We've seen a lot of those today. Or in the last couple days. Unfortunately, Connor does not get first try code either, so he's going to be moving on to the second code. Second code. So caught up a little bit there to Batman, but will it be enough? Probably not, since Batman's already leaving Glitter Gulch. to go to pillars, and Connor hasn't quite entered into GGM yet. Lead is quite sizable, and if Batman doesn't mess up anything major, so far he's going pretty well, but I mean, we all know people who have lost 1.5 to 2 minutes to pillars in this race, so Batman with a clean first pillar jump, going YOLO. He's definitely going full speed on this one. Batman with a very fast, well-executed pillars. It's definitely not letting have Connor. Blah blah blah. Definitely not letting Connor have any chance to catch up. Batman pooping the grenade egg, or the egg. Shoutouts to all the egg. Alright, Connor makes it up pillars as well. Not quite as fast as Batman did pillars, but he still did it pretty fast. Everything was first try, and now he's climbing up onto the prison. Batman leaving Mayhem Temple off to go start his next group of puzzles. Meanwhile, Connor is going to grab the Swamp Jiggy. Hopefully we won't see another Dragunda despawn out of the quicksand. And an instant teleport on the warp pad because they tagged the warp ahead of time. Perfect. Oh dear, Batman putting one piece in the wrong spot. Batman with an 84 GGM puzzle. There's definitely a little bit of time lost on that one. Let's see what we got out of Connor now that he goes to do his puzzle. Oh dear, Connor having some problems with the first piece. Having trouble picking up the second piece. Ooh, are we gonna see a tied puzzle here? Ooh, a double 84 out of both the runners. Oh my. Sometimes you put together the puzzle and other times it just wants to stay separated, you know? A little longer. Well, let's hope Batman can have a better Witchy World puzzle. Going into Witchy World, the puzzle's splitting up a little bit in the wrong directions for Batman, but he could probably make this work. Opting to do all the edges first. Thinking he has the piece picked up, but nope. Oh no, it happened again. Dude, picking up the pieces is so difficult sometimes. Batman with the 80 Witchy World puzzle. Nice puzzle.jpg. Alright, here's time for Connor's second puzzle. Connor putting the pieces in pretty good shape so far, but oh no, the same thing happened to Connor, picking up pieces just proving to be a little too difficult for our runners here. Connor with the 79 Witchy World puzzle. Batman says, can Connor pass me the bleach? I think he's taking a swig himself right now. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, surely their JRL puzzles will be better than the Witchy World puzzles. I mean, hopefully either players would like to see a 79 or an 80 JRL puzzle at the very minimum, just to kind of ease the pain just a little bit, but let's have a look and see what they choose to do. So Batman's starting his puzzle off nice and strong. puts a lot of pieces right where they go. Like I heard from PG earlier, if Banjo jams his hand down hard enough, he should be able to put the pieces where they go, but I don't think they patched that into the game yet. Batman with an 80 JRL puzzle, which should have been an 81, but that last piece at the very end just didn't want to go into its slot. So Batman's fading out of the puzzle right as Connor's fading in. They're exactly one puzzle apart from each other. Let's see how Connor handles his JRL puzzle here. He's definitely putting the pieces right where they belong. This is going to be a good puzzle out of Connor. So we got an 81 JRL puzzle for Connor. So saving 1 second over Batman in the last puzzle, but losing one in the second. They basically got the same amount of time on all three of their puzzles together. So let's all give a shout out to our runners for that excellent display of puzzles. Alright, Connor just resetting as Batman's on his way to Witchy World. Very intensive part of the run coming up, as always. Batman running towards the Fruity, baiting him to shoot so he doesn't have to deal with the whacking lever. Connor just entering Witchy World. He's not tailing by a whole lot, but it's pretty clear sailing for the rest of the run here. Until it eels, anyway. Anything can happen in JRL still. And Hag 1 is definitely another thing to think about. Batman, I know, has a little more experience with Tooie than Connor does. Batman's run some of the longer categories a little bit more. No DCW and 100% as well. So a lot of the feel of Hag 1 should be pretty auto, but at the same time, the grenade strats, there can always be things that go wrong with them, so we'll just have to see what happens. Batman resets out of Witchy World. Connor's gonna be slightly behind him. Trying to get these timers exactly synced is... There we go. Perfect. Perfect sync. Till next time. Connor taking a little bit to line up his Saucer of Peril shot, but he gets a good angle on that one, so takes care of it just nicely. Now Batman's just got to do Plateau, and he's on his way. Batman with a nice sign jump. Jumping over the small little gap there to the split up pads. Hopefully we won't see another person fall through there like we did in the first round. Connor finally entering Plateau, right behind Batman. Opts to grip grab the sign instead of doing the beak bust, but he may have just waited a little too long. Ooh, Batman getting hit by Duke Trollington of Clifftop. He's on his way past the JRL door, avoids the meme sign, and enters the level. This is the part of the run that's just like pretty straightforward. From when you're done the puzzles until you've learned Talon Torpedo, there isn't a whole lot that can go wrong, except for getting bitten by one of the eels or maybe getting hit by the octopus. The camera strat. Does that even save any frames from lag? Batman swimming through the eel, or the octopus, by walking a perfectly straight line. I mean, you can still walk in a perfectly straight line with your camera like facing anywhere at the wall there. Like, does that strat like lock your camera in a spot where you just have to like hold to the side, or what? Or is it just expert joystick control and C button pressing? Alright, Batman going through the eels. He's almost out of here. Makes it up to the top. The eel looked like he wanted to play, but down to 1 health as well with the eels. If he would have got bitten, it would have been over. I think the 1 health just because he jumped in the water so early. Connor75 on his way to the note, and then he's entering his eels. Batman's on his way out. Connor's swimming straight up, but the eel looked like he wanted to come get him. Both players making it out without getting bitten by the eels, so I mean, looking at their health, if either of them would have got bitten, they would have died. So, oh, you got hit on cliff top. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Oh no, and Connor gets another bonk. Another bonk on Talon Torpedo. That's the 3rd bonk we've seen. The 2nd bonk out of Connor's side. Just exactly what he needed to catch up in this race. And I'm not sure what Connor was doing there on a cliff top, but makes it into the silo, back to Pine Grove, so we can learn, do the thing. And I don't remember if Connor loaded up on feathers. He was very low on feathers at the end, but I didn't see if he stopped on cliff top. He did, yep. Everything just dandy. Ooh, Batman getting hit by the blue potion clone. But he's got a pretty sizable lead here. Batman waiting, doing the safe strat for Klungo 2, not to get trolled. Making absolute sure that he hits the right Klungo clone as soon as possible. Oh, this is when your stream dropped originally? Okay. Connor75 with the red potion now. He's going to lose a little bit of time to Batman on this. And especially with the botched green potion right at the beginning, he's definitely lost as much time as he could have to Batman on the Klungos. Batman showing off to us that we don't need gold feathers in this category. Connor finishes his Klungo fight. Batman making it out of his file. And now Connor's about to be entering Wastelands to go learn his clockworks. Jumps in the wrong direction against the wall. I guess he kind of predicted where his camera was going to be at, but I don't really know all the ways for your camera to show up. Like, if you get pushed on the right side, on the left side of the loading zone, you usually just have to hold, like, upright and jump into the loading zone and you're good. But if you're on the right side, like, anything can happen. Like, pretty sure you just hold directly left. Alright, Connor makes it out without the insult bonk to give him the third one. Looking at both players' splits here, there's a couple gold splits smattered here and there. Saw Batman got a gold split on his Witchy World split, and Connor75 got a gold split on his Open JRL, so his JRL puzzle was definitely the best. So it's funny, like, no matter how much time a runner is ahead or behind, they're usually in the Hag 1 cutscene at the same time. It's definitely a long cutscene. Definitely a good time for a bathroom break during 100%. Or any percent if you need to. Alright, Batman's just finishing his cutscene setup as Connor75 gets his boss introduction screen. Oh, look at the size of that. I'm sure it wasn't that big before. How could we have missed it? Alright, Batman on his way back to Plateau. Enters in no problem. And he's gonna be just entering the fuel storage as Connor gets back into his file, it looks like. Almost. Alright, here we go. Batman starting his Hag 1, the second Hag 1 cutscene. Well, the half. I guess technically Hag 1 is 3 segmented cutscenes, so he's on his third segment. Meanwhile, Connor is right on his way back to GGM. I think this is the first, I don't know if it's been the first race, but it's been one of those races where neither of the players have made that many mistakes. They've both got pretty good runs going on right now. There's been a lot of hiccups here and there, but nothing like really major has happened this race. There hasn't been any unintentional deaths or like super big time losses from either of the runners, and that's really good to see. Batman starting the first of his phases. Yeah, Connor going into Hag 1 is plus 6.5 on his PB, looking at his splits. So if Connor has a good Hag 1 fight here, he could get a hot PB. His best Hag 1 fight going into the fight was a 638, so all he has to do is have a half-decent Hag 1 fight and he can easily get a PB here. So Batman just starting the mortar phase as Connor starts his first shooting phase here. Connor opting not to do grenade strats, but with the safe fire egg strat. Batman with really fast grenade shots. If things keep up the way they've been going so far, I think it's pretty in the bag for Batman at this point. Unless you're doing the same thing. If both players don't mess up, one is just unfortunately faster than the other. Connor looking up at the sky, contemplating his existence. Oh yes, feel the power of that V10 beast. Crank the drill up, let's get him. Connor finishing the first of his mortar phases, very clean. Connor has very good aim with his fire eggs, and so does Batman. Both of these players just showing what good amount of Hagwon's experience can give you. Batman fully loaded up on eggs now for the rest of his fight. Doesn't have to worry about collecting anything more. Cracks the clockwork a little bit early on the exhaust pipe, but manages, or the laser pipe I guess, manages to make it run around. Connor starting his egg collection for the rest of the fight, just kind of reducing lag by getting out of the way of the drill. It's funny, whenever I watch the strat where you jump over the lasers like that, whenever I play it in the game, it always looks so laggy. But whenever I watch other people do it, it doesn't look that bad. I don't know if it's just me or what. Right, Connor got Hagwon down to 50, about to run his clockwork in to shoot the first battery. Meanwhile, Batman just shooting Hagwon here and about to shoot his second clockwork into the back of the drill. It was a very fast clockwork shot from Batman out of the back there. I think so far this is the fastest Hagwon fight I've seen in the tournament. Mumbo Token's Hagwon fight that he had in his last race was fairly decent as well up until the very end. Oh, and Batman misses a grenade egg, so he misses the one cycle. Ooh, Connor just barely making it over the laser, so he's on the right side of the drill for his second mortar phase. Being in front of the drill at the end of that phase is definitely one of the worst things that can happen. And in true Batman fashion, letting the Ugger hit him right at the end of the phase. Hopefully it won't happen when he's at 1 health again. Alright, Batman about to deliver his final shot onto Hagwon with a 6:21 segment time and finishing the race with a 44:34. Connor about to start his fight to the death phase. There he goes. Look at him. Let's turn on some audio so we can hear some Hagwon action. Connor managing to get the 2 cycle there. I thought Grunny was gonna shoot a third one, but didn't end up happening. Cyanide and mustard gas flavor, my favorite. Alright, Connor shooting his final shot on the Hagwon with a 45-34, finishing the race at plus 3.4 seconds on his PB.